Alright, this will be the trade recap for Thursday, June 26, 2025. We'll start off with the pre-market plan. Pull that up real quick. Alright, so I'm looking at this. Market's in an overall uptrend, but this week it's been slowing down a lot. It's been super choppy, even though it's still kind of trending a little bit. And then if you look at the overnight session, we form a very tight 10-point balance. So basically what I was watching for is if this 6160 level can hold and we can find some strength and rally above the 6170, I'd be willing to take a breakout of that lower time frame balance into supply up here at 6185. And then to the downside, I wasn't really looking for shorts if this level broke, but if the 6150 could give, I thought there could be room into the 6130. So that's kind of the two things I was watching. Then I wrote down I would update with more scenarios depending on how the market opens. Kind of wrote that because, like I said, the market's been slow this week, so I was almost expecting price to not be too crazy, and exactly as I was kind of saying there, I kind of wrote this in my pre-market journal. I have a feeling we might see some slow summer action today. Um, so yeah, and that's kind of what happened. Market opens up extremely balanced. I'm not interested in any of this. When we're pushing down to this low, I was kind of watching for a possible failed break just because that fits the conditions, but didn't get that. And then eventually we rallied and we broke above the high, the balance high, on some pretty crazy buying volume. Like price had been very slow all day. Besides on this drop, price had been really slow. There's that drop. It's starting to rally after that bounce off the low, and then boom, impulsive move breaks the high. We get that retest down here, and I get my first entry at 10:02. So I tried some risk here when we got this retest and price got defended. Now looking at this, there's not much great confirmation. This wasn't an aggressive pullback. It's kind of weird because you're seeing buying coming down here on the lows. But I ended up stopping out of that, and then price is now down here. So at this point I'm saying, all right, this does kind of look like a possible failed break. You can see we only broke this level by 2-3 points, and price is starting to reject. But two things, we're in this overall uptrend, so my overall bias is still strong. Two, yes, this is a smaller breakout, but on the day the volatility is not there. We've only been in the 10-point range so far, so that 3-point breakout of a 10-point range is actually bigger than it kind of seems. Because usually reason I'm saying this is if there's a break that's not very aggressive, like that's kind of the setup you would look for a failed break. But with this volatility and this overall uptrend, and then the confirmation that I saw down here, I was willing to give it one more shot at longs. So when we kind of consolidate on my first entry, I get stopped out, and then I start to see this thick bid right here, this heavy bid, starts to defend selling attempts, and selling gets a little bit more aggressive into here. And when it starts to defend and hold, this is when I get long again at 10:08 at 68.75. Right up here, we get another retest. My level holds. My stop loss is down here at 65.75, so we do get pretty close. And we start to rally, consolidate a little bit more, and then really get that push. And this is where it starts getting aggressive. Now, if we look at my entries and exits, I didn't get the best scale outs on that. So here's my first trade, 3-point loss. Let me get in here. My first area to scale out is kind of right up here near high of day. Not quite at it. I wanted to get out just before because there's a great chance that price rejects here because look, that's a big wick. buyers came up there and rejected hard. Price did not like sitting up there. So to me, there's a chance that we test this level again and have a hard rejection. So I'm looking to get out some there. You can see I got out a good bit of my position here. And by the time this move happened, I was kind of upset that I didn't have more, skin in the game still. Because I trailed off these two with trailing stop losses. Yeah, and I was kind of upset that I didn't have more lots open to catch this move. But with the conditions we were seeing on the day, I followed my plan perfectly. I traded, I was very protective. I had like a scalping mindset. I wasn't looking for a home run because of this low volatility, lower volume, just crappy summer chop. And, price is probably going to keep moving like this at least for next week because it's the 4th on Friday. Will not be trading at all next week. We'll see if I even take anything tomorrow, but this stuff is hard to read, and it can just deflate your mental capital. So yeah, hoping the market will pick up here in a few weeks, get some more volatility, but handled this action pretty well. Patient on the breakout, took a loss, accepted it, took another stab, and got a nice little win. Alright, I think that's it.